Every successful career begins with a single opportunity, but it's the determination, resilience, and vision along the way that make the difference. Today's guest knows that better than most. Ivonne Montealegre has become one of the leading voices in the poker industry, building world-class events, mentoring future talent, and advocating for greater inclusion through the Women in Gaming group. Today we'll look beyond the titles to discover the woman behind the success and the journey that brought her here. Ivonne, welcome.
Thank you, Cyrielle, for having me.
So Yvonne, tell us, every journey has a beginning. How did you get into the industry?
Well, remember, I'm Costa Rican, and back in the day, Costa Rica was the iGaming hub. We had incredible companies like Sportsbook.com, Paradise Poker, all these big companies, and also remember that the American market was wide open to sports gambling. So Costa Rica got a head start and a lot of incredible companies. And it was the norm to pay for your education, in this case, university studies, by working in one of these sports books. So when I graduated as a psychologist, I started working in psychology and I didn't enjoy it. And I discovered poker and fell in love with it. So
in a way, psychology serves you well in poker, right?
Yes, minus the bad stories. That's why, exactly.
You've built businesses, launched festivals, you created communities. Looking back, what were the defining moments that shaped you into the leader that you are today?
Oh, thank you for that. I think I've been incredibly lucky, and the most important thing is the people that have supported my journey. I can track and trace a lot of mentors. Sue Schneider helped me in a crucial moment of my life, and I will never forget that, with words of encouragement, with text messages, you can do this, in several situations that were determining where I was going as a human being. So I would say that people around me and mentors and bosses that took care to feedback me correctly and give me some kind of direction and some mentorship is super important.
Yes, absolutely. And how does it translate today into the people that you're mentoring? Because you're also a mentor.
I try. The best way for me to do this was during the pandemic. I thought, everybody talks about women in gaming, International Women's Day, but yet we don't have a place where I can know about the opportunities. For example, here in Malta, I need an extra income now that live poker is closed, and I really don't find that support as a woman in gaming. So I decided to open a WhatsApp group, and it blew up with job hunters, recruiters, bringing opportunities, trading services. During the pandemic, I saw some SEO people trading with marketing people, trading with companies. And this really gave me a proof that communities are the heart of everything.
So speaking of Women in Gaming group, you founded it during the pandemic with the philosophy Stronger Together. Was there a turning point or personal experience that made you want to create this community?
Absolutely. During the pandemic, my business, Live Poker, had to close down. And I saw firsthand that I was not connected with any real opportunities for the time being, and that there were other groups definitely that were exchanging jobs, trading talent, and I thought, let's do this on WhatsApp. Let's make this community. Then I opened up the WhatsApp community, and it became unmanageable.
It became huge. I don't think people realize how many members you are today.
Yes, we're 2,500 and counting and adding more every time. So it became a big admin job. And my good friends, Cristina Dos Santos, Fabiola, reached out.
That was on the show, actually.
Fabiola Olaso, yes. They said, we want to help you with this and they are very business oriented and very organized. So I love having them on board. And recently, like a year ago or a year and a half ago, Joanne Canosa also joined, and she is a great strategist. So the Women in Gaming board is lovely. They work for free ad honorem. And there's a lot of work. People don't see it, but we have to filter messages, issues. Sometimes we get DMs that are really important and need to be taken with mindfulness and time and situations. So we are there.
Can you give us an example of a situation or a person you've helped through this group? What kind of help do you give?
Right now, the biggest help is opening the job market, the work marketplace. It's really a work marketplace. And then a lot of people reach me when they see me at a conference or a keynote and tell me, you know what, 2 years ago, I was so desperate. And because of your group, I got a job. I connected with someone. I connected this person. So imagine the gratification this makes me feel. It's really satisfying when people get connected. Work situations are resolved. People also can upgrade their jobs because the offering is there. And we all try to help each other genuinely. And also another part of the group is celebrating women. Celebrating that upgrade to marketing director, celebrating your immersion in your first customer support role. I believe that's super important. And I took that from poker. The women in poker do that all the time with silly wins, 20 euros, and there's a big picture. And we are all trying to celebrate the small wins and the big wins.
And the small wins become a mountain
Yes.
over time. Did you think that women are underrepresented right now in the industry?
Still today, let's talk about poker, which is my specialty. Back 15 years ago, there was 10% of the field were women. Now it's 5%, and it's been declining in some markets, and it's sad to see. And definitely, women, we are not represented in terms of numbers.
What do you think is the reason for that decline?
Societal education. It goes back to the stereotypes of what being a woman and being a man is. Women are more risk averse. So in this sense, men are taught to be less risk averse. And this has a big impact in how we treat life, careers, jumping from one job to the other, opening your own company. So I believe that women, we need to lead the way, showing other women by example that we can do it.
What was the moment when you decided to open businesses? Is there a right moment, first of all?
No, there's never a right moment. And I decided to do that because precisely this. I saw some women that were making it, and I was lucky enough to have that window in Costa Rica and in Europe. And I saw women breaking barriers, and I said, why not me as well? So I believe representation in poker, in the industry, in whatever we do is super important to highlight the achievements of so many women making it out there that can tell that girl, you can do it too.
Let's go a little bit into leadership, a little bit more in detail. What are the core principles that guide your decisions, especially in an industry that's constantly evolving and with high competition?
When it comes to poker, I think the trick for me is that I love it. It's part of my life. I play as much as I can. Even with family members, I play, I enjoy it. So for me, it's not really, you know, that old saying that when you love what you do, you don't work a day. In my case, it's reality. It's actually too much because even my travel is poker-oriented. My husband, I met him through poker. So it really permeates every aspect of my life. And I love it so much. And I learn every day something different about the game and about the people that play the game. So, and about the people that make the game. So I'm constantly entertained.
That's very good.
And challenged.
And challenged, which is very important. We've mentioned earlier that you've worn many hats: entrepreneur, executive, community builder, poker player, mentor, advocate. How have these different roles influenced one another? And what is your definition of success?
The definition of success has changed drastically from one decade to another. For me now, success is look back at my career and my family and think that I have held my values. I've held my values and I've been a kind person, trying to be a kind person in this industry. So I am proud of that. I like that overall.
Something I hear very often from women who work in this industry is that they become a jack of all trades. Do you think that's the key to success?
Well, that's very interesting because women, we are stereotyped to enjoy multitasking or being the perfect multitaskers. I think we are multitaskers because we have no choice. I'm a mom, wife, career person, so you kind of not have that choice. Myself, I would love to deep dive on every subject and read about it and imagine about scenarios all day, but I cannot do that.
Oh, you're already doing so much.
Yes, but you have to multitask. So it's a little bit a condition of being a woman in the industry. And trust me, Cyrielle, when you see a woman making it in whatever marketing, banking, they've tried 7 times harder.
If you could sit down with your younger self who just started out, what would you say to her? What advice would you give?
Take it easy. Take it easy and be kind.
Thank you very much for what you do for us, Ivonne.
Thank you, Cyrielle, for having me. And thank you, too, on this podcast. Fantastic topics.
My pleasure.
Thank you.